Leos. Welcome to Mountain Medicine Tarot. My name is Mindy Lou Mayhew. I am here to show you this framework of how we're going to move forward with your reading. Okay, so I'm going to do just quick shuffles. Alright, so we'll start here, which represents your past experiences, relationships, childhood, or it could be last month. It just depends on what resonates with you. Then we have within, which is what you've internalized from your experiences, belief systems, things like that, whatever's going on within you. Then we have higher knowing coming in from the connection that you have with source energy or your higher self. And then we move forward here to your action step and what to be doing in the physical realm moving forward. So let's see what you have on the bottom of the deck. The bottom is a powwow or quickening of ideas being shared. So that just has to do with communication between large groups of people, getting together and having a really good time, sharing ideas, sharing stories. It's the gathering of nations. It's where everyone comes together. So that's some really good energy to start right out with. In the past, we have here a medicine bowl that's upside down. So it could mean that you are in need of some healing. The biggest part of this card that I see is really the black center, because what happens when we are healers or when we're in need of healing, we kind of feel like this bowl that's just been had the herbs crushed into it so hard that we just kind of become this goop that's left over, you see. So even though you're creating great things and you're providing great value to others, I feel like you just need to take a break from that and stop giving away to other people and instead start to receive. So we'll see, because that was upside down, so I just feel like this might be a little bit, time for a little bit of you time. Let's see if I can bring any more light over to this side. But then we'll go over here to the space of within. What we have is the arrow, and the arrow represents truth. Because in order to shoot a straight arrow, you have to have enough muscle memory to be able to shoot that thing straight. So I do practice archery, and the thing about it is your muscles will remember where you are, and every single time it has to be the exact same. So it's kind of this repetitious energy and using the truth, because nothing can really get to you. You can't lose if you stick to that and keep that as your main medicine. So long as you know the truth, you're not wrong. So stick to that, because it will be the resolution for whatever it is that you go through. Alright, which leads us here to victory, which is really great. That looks like what's coming from higher knowing. So it could be if you're worried about something, losing something. You're worried about... I'd love to know more about that, because if it's something that's just on the mind, we want to make sure it's not coming from a place of ego, but I'm not feeling that. I feel like these are both very male energies, which might just need to be grounded. So let's find out. Okay, so over here in the action, we have self-expression. So we have it called the painted face, and that's just because before going to war or while doing any kind of ceremony, the people would paint themselves up to portray whatever it is that they're going to do. So there could be a healer, there could be a wise person, and there could be a warrior. And you could really tell the difference between the two people based upon how they express themselves. So if something that you've wanted to do is get tattooed or dreadlocks or gauge your ears or some sort of like body mod or something, you don't have to go like super crazy into it, but if it's something that you've been thinking about that would really accentuate you and yourself and make you feel strong, then I say absolutely do it. And don't be afraid to show your true self, and definitely do not go into hiding. Because I feel like whatever it is that you're worried about, I feel like there's some worry going on here. I feel like you need to utilize other people's powers of healing. So whether that be going and seeing somebody for Reiki. Alright. So the bear flew out. This is feminine energy that has to do with introspection. It has to do with crawling into a cave and closing the door and hibernating for the season. So that goes a little bit more into that hiding type of energy, but I feel like it's very much needed. It goes here with this energy, which is the feminine. So it's kind of just like crawling back into the earth and giving yourself some space to recollect on things that are going on within you. Getting a journal is extremely helpful. It's been coming up a lot, just all this introspection. It's just like this duality between male and female energies and our left and right brain that just really needs solidified right now, I feel, because I feel like all the spiritual teachers I've been talking to have been saying kind of the same thing. All right, so in this next space, which is between what's within you and what is coming from above, is the antelope, which is action. They're just they're also called pronghorns because they're just jumpy. Like, take a deer and multiply it. They're always moving, constantly moving. So they have this reputation of being in a constant state of movement. So maybe cycling through, lots of people coming and going out of your life. This is a messenger, the winged beings or the flying people. I tend to use lingo that I find in the book. So winged creatures have to do with bringing messages from the other side to this world. So when eagles and hawks fly really high and disappear, it was believed that they would come back with higher knowing from the other side of the veil. So that's very beneficial for you, because what they're saying is that you'll be victorious. Whatever it is you're worried about, you actually do not need to worry as much as you are, because the victory is coming, and it's a reassurance card that you do not need to be afraid, and especially do not need to go into hiding. I feel like there's a difference there between bunkering down and assisting yourself as far as concentrating on your health and making sure that you take maybe some long baths where you're soaking in water. And feeling and touching the earth is going to be very grounding for you. Let's see what else comes over here. Raccoon, which is upside down. So raccoons have this really cute energy. They're known as like the little thieves, like little Robin Hoods of the animal kingdom. But that's exactly what it is. They take it back to their community, and they actually are very good about sharing and splitting things up evenly. So what they'll do is steal a large amount of food from a trash can, take it back to not only their family, but the other families of little raccoons, and they will break it up into even sections. So it says generous protector. So like I said, I feel like that is an energy that you need to tap into and just feel like the universe really does have your back. Because I feel like you have guides that are trying to be here for you and give you kind of a sense of movement. And I feel like it's just not something that you're really wanting right now. And maybe it's right now you just kind of want to hunker down. And I think that's fine. We have a teacher again. So the wolf has a very interesting way of teaching lessons. He is known as the trickster. And this is here by the painted face, which tells me that by living your true self and by flaunting your true self, your true colors, you're going to inspire other people to do the same. So I think it's really important that you live your true self to the fullest, because other people will learn from that, and other people will get lots of value from that. So do not go into hiding. Definitely make a ritual of taking care of yourself. Make it a habit to wake up in the morning and ask yourself what you need that day and actually do that thing. Because I'm thinking maybe you're not taking enough for yourself. The equal portions are given to everyone else, and the bowl is always used for everyone else. But when it comes to going into your own cave, you're always kind of shooting your energy forward and using it in a way that's for other people's benefit. And I feel like the next action to be taken is to understand that you are supported and you don't need to be afraid to come out of your shell, I feel. So let's see here. We'll go back to this introspection energy for Leo. Okay. Messages for introspection and healing. Introspection and healing for Leo. Okay, so the next card we have is the Medicine Wheel, which is what it is that we're over here doing. We're going around in this circle that has all these different placements. And the biggest lesson to be learned from a wheel is that when you stay in the center, you won't get trampled over. So it kind of goes with this exact same idea of if you just tell the truth all the time, if you're always living your truth all the time to the fullest and not trying to hide yourself, not trying to be somebody else, not trying to incorporate too many different people's energies. Maybe that's kind of what's going on. Just understand there's always a sense of oneness, and everything that has to do with yourself is having to do with you growing and moving forward. So let's see what we have in the moving forward front. Alright, so frogs representing the sign of Taurus. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a Taurus person in your life. It could. But it's more like the energy behind it. Taurus is kind of like this brink between earth and water, so they're a very grounded energy. And I'm liking this grounded energy for you because I feel like there's a lot of healthy boundaries that need to be put in place around yourself in regards to yourself. So I feel like you need a private space that is just your own, that you can actually do the healing. And instead of just locking yourself down and not allowing the help to come through, I feel like there's just faint little messages that are coming from your higher self that are telling you to take this time to relax, but then you kind of feel guilty taking that time for yourself. So definitely just hunker down on that and concentrate on what it is you want to build, where this action and messages coming here between these two is this building of dreams, cooperation, and determination. So I feel like you have the ability to build something huge. You just need to feed yourself. And then we have also the energy of Aries. So this is all about goals. This is a fire energy that's very action-packed, and we have the action here. Aries is the first of the zodiac signs, so they really lead the pack in transformation and moving forward, but then they have kind of a tendency to move gung-ho and then come up to a wall because they are fire, and so they go with all they've got. And so if they do not wash themselves down and become very grounded, it's a lot more difficult to know which direction to run full force on. So I feel like before taking this action, make sure that it's your true purpose. It expresses yourself to the fullest, and everything lines up first before you jump and take action. I feel like maybe there's some things you need to learn, messages you need to hear before running full force into this endeavor of yours, whichever it is, because you will be victorious. I feel like either way, you're going to come out on top here and be a really big leader. We've got teacher here. I feel like you're a leader, maybe like head of household. So I feel like if you would do the grounding work and put yourself first for like an hour a day, even if it's just when you wake up, be like, okay, everyone leaves me alone while I do this, this, and this thing. And give yourself a to-do list of a few things that you'd like to do for yourself. Rest and cleansing. This is a space of Aquarius. And I love Aquariuses. It's really hard to dislike an Aquarius. They're very people-oriented. They like to get out and about. They have a lot of the powwow type energy. And it comes back again to self-expression, healthy boundaries, healthy balanced relationships. So, giving as much as you want to receive, and receiving as much as you're willing to give. It's very important. Do not enable the people around you, for sure. I need you to create healthy boundaries around yourself, hunker down in the earthy energy, and really take that in, because I feel like just a bath surrounded by crystals and putting on some good music and then getting on Pinterest or watching a TV show that really is high vibe for you, just kind of heighten the vibe, I feel, because I just feel like maybe you've been in a little bit of a funk and you need to kind of take your power back and tell people around you, hey, like, I'm really sick of feeling this way, and really own what it is. Speak your truth. Say it out loud. This is how I feel. I'm sick of this, and this. Draw the boundary. You decide how much you take in and how much goes out. And I feel like people look to you as a nurturer. It's like an all-time mother or father energy, like a very parental vibe. So I feel like maybe you have a group of friends or a family that is just really taking on all of your energy, and the portions just need to be equaled out a little bit. Okay, cards are not popping out. These things shuffle too good. Okay, so let's talk Leo 2017. Oh, there one is. I asked. Okay. Oh, yes. Mother Earth. Okay, so same thing. Mother Earth is here for you to create a cave and to climb in there and create what I call a cuddle cave. So you need to spend some time in your own secret, sacred space. It doesn't have to be secret. It doesn't have to be something your loved ones are like, what's going on with you? It's just make sure you're using this time to be nurturing yourself and feeding your body and really feel into your body. What does your body want from you? When you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed at night, ask yourself what it is that your body needs. Because the earth is all about the physical and what is going on within you. So it's that creative side, maybe like producing some art will teach you a lot about what it is that you need for yourself. So there's a lot of wisdom in this spread. I feel like it's just been a little bit squandered by having a little bit too many energies going on. So balance is key. Relationship honesty is very key. Be honest about how much you can take on, and don't feel guilty. You need to stop feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. Just be honest, because people around you will understand. And if they don't, then who cares? You'll be victorious anyway. Alright, so we have strategy. This has come out for every single reading so far. I feel like 2018 is just going to be this humongous year for everyone. I feel like everyone is starting up their new endeavors and going, Kitty, you are not invited. Go away. Too many energies in this space, Bonnie. Cat, seriously, no. Oh my gosh, that one's come up every single time too. This is crazy. Alright. So the little ball game is this one. It's a rubber ball that goes into a stone chiseled hole that hangs on a wall. If you've seen like Map to El Dorado or something, El Dorado, they play it. It's a Central American sport from way back in the day. They had rubber trees, so they would create rubber balls, and then it's something that you use your hip to force the ball through the hoop, and it was close to impossible. You can see the size of the ball and the hole. It's just absolutely almost impossible to make it work perfectly. So there's some strategy here to be used, inner knowing and inner thought processes that need to be configured. So then we have the scorpion. The scorpions come out for everybody, and the bee has come out for everybody. So I feel like there's just some really big universal changes right now. I feel like the universe has something to ask of you, and that is to offer your true self to the world and be this teacher and parental type figure. You have messages and steps to be taking in order to teach other people that are around you, because you're looked up to a lot. You just have too much on your plate right now. So I feel like the more you can delegate and give away to other people, the better, because this right here is a scorpion. You can see he's kind of going after the light. He wants to pinch it. So the scorpions have a very brutal lesson to teach, and that is that of the cycle. So it's this bad open to say, if you do not listen to the messages coming in and you do not take care of yourself, it's bound to happen again and again until you realize the lesson that you are meant to learn, which a lot of times I have found personally is just when to say no, when to shut the door and say, look, I am on the brink of a nervous effing breakdown. If I don't have my time where you guys just figure it out and I do what I gotta do, I'm gonna go absolutely nuts. And if you do not do that, if you don't stand in your power and decide, hey, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, it's bound to continue happening. And then you just continue to pull all of these other energies in, and you're just getting grinded down. And I feel like it's a very motherly energy, but someone's feeling very fed up, and I totally understand. So this is that of community. It's the bee and the beehive. So we have the bees coming together, and we have the raccoons that come together as well. So the bees are all about sacred geometry, seeking and creating beautiful things, a group mind and feeling unified, having an open heart, using sounds to heal, and also to gather spiritual insights and gather an abundant nectar. So I feel like really great things are available, and I feel like you have a lot of power. You just continue to give it away. So rather than feeling like the cup is full or the cup is empty, the cup just has to be more of a funnel that never runs out. So it's difficult to do, and it's something that you have to make the conscious decision of, because it looks to me like it's just kind of been a whirlwind of a lot of different energies, and it's either your kids or coworkers or somebody that you can't necessarily get away from, and it's not something you have to cut cords or get away from completely. It's just, you need a break. Just give yourself a second. So this one here is the cosmic cycle. You can see the cycle again here. So let's see if maybe there's something going on in the cycles that we need to know. And this is about living in peace with others aside from sexual identity. So again, here when I was talking about like tattoos and dreads and that, speaking your personal truth is going to be very important. Anytime that we're not living to our fullest potential, we're doing the world a very, very big disservice. If we're able to come out of the closet, if that's the case, I talked a little bit about feeling squandered in some way or another. And this can apply to some people, but not everybody. But just in that same sense, if somebody was gay and they were constantly squandering themselves, how sad for everyone else, because there's no one who parties as hard as that community. Let me just tell you, I just love that community to death, and I've helped a couple people come out, so if that's something that you feel like you're struggling with, reach out to me. I'll go over that at the end of how to get a hold of me, but this has to do with just that spiral staircase, kind of moving forward and upwards. There's only one messenger card as far as higher knowing coming in. Everything else has to do with self-expression and creating boundaries and just providing as much value for yourself as possible. Just believe that the earth... Okay, let's see. I have written here, spiral staircase with beliefs as a banister. Okay, so whatever it is that you believe to be true, whatever truth that is within your soul, that's what you hang on to get through this. So whatever it is that your belief system is of a higher power, is something that you kind of need to call in a little bit. Just because I feel like maybe your crown chakra is a little bit blocked right now, just because of how many people are kind of dragging you down, because we have lots of community, but not a lot of open connection to source energy. So I feel like that's something that you can really tap into, either by dreaming or just taking your belief systems and closing the door and really like going ham on that. So either watching more tarot videos, maybe finding your sun, moon, rising, and ascending zodiac signs, something about like family history, just different things that are just you and don't have to do with other people is going to be very beneficial right now, just because I feel like you need to do you. So I would dive deep into some self-actuating beliefs, some things that you know to be true, and just write all those things down and solidify those things for yourself, because it's something that's going to help you in the long run in order to come victorious out of this situation and really become a teacher and a brilliant mind, a brilliant showcase of beauty. So step into yourself, step into your power, and don't forget to be who you truly are and to take care of yourself. So that is all I have for you. In order to work with me, there's one way to work with me right now. You can either send me an email on this platform, just to my Google email, which I will link on there for a one-on-one, or I'm doing a group program that's going to start the 1st of December. And we will go through each one of these quadrants in each week of December, so that by the time New Year's comes around, you are ready for this new action step endeavor. So that is at www.facebook.com/groups/mountain medicine mindset. And I am going to be posting everything about the group program in there. It's going to be $97 until Black Friday, which is in a couple days. And then it will go up to $197. So get in with that. I'm going to have lots of free content in that group. It's somewhere where you can collaborate with other people who are watching or feeling drawn to these cards. So if you feel drawn to that, definitely get into that group, because there's going to be lots and lots of free content on there and different ways of transforming yourself into whatever it is that you feel. So let's do this. All right. Thank you. We'll see you soon.